This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
And welcome back, everyone. We are in the throes of the holiday season, and with that comes a lot of great things, a lot of joy, happiness, connection, memories, but also with that comes holiday blues. People are kind of bummed out from the holidays, all different reasons. We're going to look at that today and how you can potentially turn that around and feel good when the holidays come up. He is somebody that helps people move their lives forward, have these realizations, understand what's really going on within. He's a fantastic psychologist and also harnesses the power of energy. I know we have an official title for you, Dr. Will, and now I forget what it was. I don't have I wrote it down. I don't see it in front of me because you do so much.
Yeah, I'm a licensed clinical psychologist who does treatment with energy psychology, and I also do pastoral counseling for those who want to integrate their spiritual Christian beliefs.
Gotcha. He is Dr. Will Newman back with us. So we're talking about this today, the holiday blues, because it's as I see it more and more, and it even came from the CDC, that the level of people isolated, not just this time of the year, just in general, is at an alarming level of all different age demographics. Now you add the holidays in there. And I don't know why that is, but it is what it is. Now you have people that are bummed out, depression, then there's seasonal depression, and so much going on there. What's our first thought here when it comes to holiday blues, or maybe the first thought to kind of change that and refocus it?
The first thought is, why am I feeling so blue when it's a holiday season and there's so many celebrations and festivities, and I don't feel good? I don't feel joyful. And the first reason is, am I alone? Do I have a lack of connectedness with people who I know and who know me, who I love and love me? And are we going to be together?
Hmm.
And if not, how can we make an adjustment to communicate, even if we're separated by distance? The other reason that one may not be feeling the joy and high energy and excitement and overall feeling good is that one who has experiences in child development wherein they were exposed to traumatic events, violence, neglect, deprivation, abuse of any kind, being separated from nurturing parents, or parents who just weren't present, or were fighting with one another, or involved in addictions and sedated by drugs or alcohol, or working on the holidays and leaving you alone. That can make an imprint, an energetic imprint of being alone. And the body can remember that experience unless it's cleared and removed and replaced with being grounded and oriented to the joyful gratitude of being in the present and knowing that my present life is separate. This sadness, this depression, this irritability is only an imprint of what I experienced in the past. What can I do about it? And it can be cleared using treatments for complex childhood developmental trauma. And one of those includes energy psychology treatments. And the other choice can be if I'm lonely, as I said earlier, who can I contact to connect with, to be in the present, even though my body is remembering painfulness of holiday celebrations in the past?
So let's look at that for a moment. And life changes, and there's lots of blended families and situations change. So you may have gone a number of years in one situation, let's say with a spouse, and different dynamics. Now things have changed, and it's understandable that you might feel differently. But if you look back to your past for maybe the answer and the clues, what if you said, I'm not coming up with anything from Christmas was okay, holidays were okay when I was a kid, nothing major. As you try to connect the dots, as I say, what if that's coming up for you where you're not finding that in your childhood for the answer as to why you potentially feel the way you feel now?
It could be because of loneliness, not having uh, a place to go to celebrate with someone who knows you, likes you, loves you, uh, or it may be because of something current that happened that was stressful.
Mm.
It could be related to a problem and related to employment, losing a job or losing a relationship. Uh, so there's past stress that's traumatic, and there can be current stress that is regular life stress. Either one can impede if you're not clearing it and shifting to the present gratitude and joy. So that's why it's so important to evaluate who can I connect with? Who can I call? What can I do? Including where can I go to contribute? Can I serve at a food bank,
Mm.
for example? Can I participate in some charity where I'm giving because I do have something to offer, because I do know I'm loved and loving and lovable, and I have something to give, and I can choose to be proactive, if not connecting with friends, then being proactive for contribution in one's community or
Yeah.
society.
And I don't minimize anything for anyone ever. And sometimes it's hard to see that, all right, well, I go volunteer somewhere and serve Christmas dinner to others, but look at what's going on in my life. Granted, those people are going through way more than I am, but that's not going to do anything for me. You don't know it until you do it. That's my thought here. And even the other day, I went to get a cup of coffee, convenience store. There's two older women outside in the cold going through cans and bottles to just generate some money. And I went back to my car. I got some money and I gave them each of them something. Um, they were definitely destitute. It wasn't like they're, looking for money for substances or anything like that. And I said, Merry Christmas. And I looked at their eyes and it was just like, I'll never forget it. Never forget it. In fact, one of the women, I think it was last year, I was driving down the street, maybe a couple of miles away, mile away from this convenience store, and there she was pushing a shopping cart. And I stopped my car and handed her some money because I know she needs it. And
Yes.
I'll never forget it. I still remember it. I could tell you where it was, the cross street, all of it, because it made an imprint and it made me feel good that I was able to help somebody else. So it goes a long way when you can reach out and see that you have whatever you can, even if it's not money. Go, a charity, wrap presents for them, whatever it may be, comes back to you. And
That's exactly what I'm talking about, Steve. The experience of connecting your heart of compassion and extending it by words or actions, and
yep,
you did both, to someone else. And their gratitude then connects with your giving. And there's an energetic flow which is uplifting and joyful for both of you.
yeah. You said the word energetic, and I promise you, as you said it, I was thinking it at that moment. I'm very serious. Like I was thinking the word,
Yes.
there's an energetic exchange going on there
Yes.
that many of us don't realize, but that's what's happening. You made a connection with somebody else on a heart level, because
Yes.
one woman, I think she had a lot of pride, so she just didn't really, like, she acknowledged, but it was just like, okay, thank you. The other woman, looked and verbalized it. She didn't have to, but that was great. And yeah, you feel it. You feel it. But what are you feeling? You're feeling the energy, aren't you?
Yes. The energy of another human heart who is joyfully and happily grateful for what was received by someone who is unknown, a stranger,
Mm,
which gives the message, I see you and I value you.
hmm.
We and there is a a theory in quantum physics that we are all connected energetically as one. And
Hmm.
what we're describing is an example of how one can experience that.
Hmm. That's an interesting thought. How we're all connected in some way in terms of energy, quantum physics. If
Yes,
if we are so connected, how come many times we're disconnected? If that makes sense.
because of the human uh, weaknesses and frailties of hatred,
Hmm.
envy, jealousy, greed, power,
So,
all of the deadly sins that are written about and taught in the Bible of everything. All, the example is everything that's in the Bible that is betrayed by the Ten Commandments.
why do people s- do things that are just bad, knowing that they're going to hurt somebody else? Does it a lot of times? I know we're kind of pivoting over to the side for a sec, but does it many times go back to their childhood and things that they're dealing with, and that what we often hear, um, hurt people?
Yes, that is true sometimes and other times often. What's most complex and mysterious is those who may not have had a traumatic child development, who choose to be evil, to choose to be sociopaths and psychopaths.
Hmm.
That's a mystery that probably is more related to uh, what the Bible calls powers and principalities in the world, evil, evil spirits and demonic influences.
Hmm. Can we look at ways to uplift somebody's spirit during the holidays? If they're feeling kind of down, that we've identified one, doing something for others. be it a stranger. Um, what about reframing the situation? Again, we talk about how life changes. Maybe somebody's passed on. Maybe the whole dynamics of a family have changed. Um, Maybe looking at it as a new tradition, something different. Not it's not bad, it's just different. Inventing new traditions to feel better.
That is an effective and good way to make an adjustment. That's that's what I've been talking about in previous podcasts that teach as optimism, choosing to be proactively optimistic and being grounded in the present. That's the positive psychology that one can choose in life. No matter how much traumatic suffering one has gone through, one can choose to make that shift.
Well, there's that word again. You have choice. You
Yes,
choose, and not that I didn't choose to be depressed. I didn't choose to have the holiday blues. I didn't choose, but did you? I just asked that question. Did you, or are you choosing to? Because you have a choice. You could frame things in a different way. Um, Make a difference in others, as we said there before. Again, I'm not minimizing anybody's situation, but
yes,
ultimately, does it come
yes.
down to the same thing? We have choice.
We have choice. One can stay stuck with a belief of victimization and self-pity,
Hmm.
or one can be free oneself from self-pity and victimization with the insight, the knowledge, the inspiration, and motivation to say, I'm responsible in the present for my choices. I'm responsible for my feelings. What can I choose that is in alignment with what we've been describing as positive psychology? What action can I take? What
Hmm.
optimism can I choose? What can I focus on to be grateful for? What can I
Hmm.
contribute to? What can I do that I feel passion about that I haven't done before because I was afraid?
Hmm.
And how can I overcome the obstacle of fear and move to it and through it? Turn anxiety into energy.
There's an interesting thought. Well, now technically, isn't everything energy? So if you're feeling anxiety, there's a certain energy there, right?
That's correct. That's low vibration. So you change it with positive psychology to high vibration,
Yeah.
which is love, peace, gratitude, joy,
Would
giving,
would you say
contribution.
the gratitude thing there is ultimately important? It out of most anything, it's way there at the top of making you feel better.
Yes, that is an example of how to move out of depression and despair from self-pity and blame and victimization to what can I choose to be grateful for right now?
Hmm.
I'm alive. I have a glass of water. I have shelter. I have food. I can reach out and communicate and connect with people. I can be supportive of people, even if I don't know them, such as people on the street begging for food or money for food.
Sure.
I can take action. I was a victim as a helpless child who couldn't protect myself from perpetrators and
Hmm.
abusers. Or I was a victim of a criminal as an adult, and I survived it.
Mm.
and
Well,
I'm an adult and I can move on.
there's another thought there. Celebrating the wins and how you overcome certain things that gives you faith in yourself and more to help pilot your life forward. I think we have a call. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Hi, who's this?
My name is Tracy.
Hey, Tracy, how you doing?
How you doing?
Good. You have a question or a comment for Dr. Will?
Yeah, I actually have a question. The holidays are very depressing for me. What type of advice would you have? The reason why I say it's depressing is because within the past 6 years, I've lost 3 family members every 2 years.
Mm.
Grief is a heavy, burdensome weight because the experience that you have is a true loss of loved ones.
Mhm.
And the natural response is the sadness and the grief. That can ebb and flow. Have you noticed that there may be days when you feel the grief from a wave that may be 10 or 15 feet coming on you and bringing you down to the sadness and loneliness. And then another day, 50 feet, and another day, it may be 100 feet, and it feels worse. That's the ebb and flow of the grief. And it's most helpful if you can understand that's a natural grieving journey. And when that happens, you want to, in the present, shift to all the times and ways you felt gratitude for everything that you experienced with the loved ones that you've lost. And you've had 3 in a short amount of time.
Uh-huh.
Shift yourself back to that experience. And also shift your thoughts and beliefs to what spiritual values you may have that assure you that that person who you lost in physical body is alive in spirit and soul, as is taught by the Christian teachings in the Bible, that one who believes in God's love through the gift of his son Jesus Christ does have eternal life. If you believe that, shift your mind to that so that you can understand that even though in the physical body you've lost these loved ones, they're alive and at peace in a spiritual place at the appointed time that they were to be there. Is that an idea that, in a belief that you have, or if you don't have, that you're open to focusing on?
No, I do believe that.
Good, good.
I do
I'm
too.
glad.
Quite honestly, I do too. And even if you didn't connect it to any type of religion, my mom passed away 6 years ago. She's still here. There's not even a doubt in my mind because I asked for signs. She sends them. They're very specific. I ask for reassurance. I get them in signs. Again, I'm skeptical. They're really specific. So I feel that the energy is still that those who are not with us anymore in body, if you will, the energy is still around us. Tracy, thank you for checking in and happy holidays to you and your family.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Tracy.
Yeah, it's an interesting way when you start looking at it. And I always believed in some type of energy, over the years. But when I started seeing those signs from my mom after I asked for them, and they came when I really needed them, like there was certain things going on, like just tell me it's going to be okay. She would send a sign, and I'll share the first one I ever got. I was driving somewhere that could have been life changing at that moment, and I was praying to her the night before, and I was thinking about it, and I got in the car 9:20 in the morning. I pull into a parking lot somewhere where things could have went in a different direction. One I didn't want to go in, but I asked for her reassurance. I looked down in the console of my car, and there's an energy drink right there. And I happened to look at it, and the expiration date was her birthday on the energy drink. That was the first time that I ever got a sign. This is, like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
everything turned out fantastic that day. And my friend, who was skeptical, he's like, yeah, right. Yeah, come on. What are the chances? 1 in 365 chance you're going to see, her birthday as the expiration date. I said, all right, I got you there. You can't, or 1 in 365. I believe that was sent for me. But then he turns around and says, but what are the chances that you were looking at that energy drink at that moment? He goes, I can't say anything. I can't punch a hole in that one. Who looks at the expiration date,
Yes, that's a good verification of
Yeah.
the meaning of that experience.
One of many. And so I'm right on your page there with the energy is still here. The body is
Yes.
not. The energy is.
Yes.
Maybe take
Yes.
that and think that, maybe we should internalize maybe that thought during the holidays. Maybe that might
Yes.
support you.
Yeah.
Dr. Willow, I love the insight you have from the psychology side of things blended with the energy. It took me years to figure this out. And coming from you in these podcasts and 30 minutes at a pop, like I wish I knew you then. Save a lot of time. How does somebody connect? I know that you do things virtually. You're in Massachusetts, but you can support anybody anywhere. How do they find you?
They can send me an email to Dr. Bill Newman, Newman, @gmail.com. That's the best way. You can also call me at my office, 978-388-0022. And if you're not able to leave a voicemail, then go back to the email, and I'll be able to give you an appointment virtually through Zoom.
Beautiful. You've been doing this a long time. This is your
Very long.
purpose. This is your passion, helping people move their lives forward and understand why we do what we do. There's reasons for all of it. And I appreciate that. Thank you so much for being here today, and Merry Christmas to you and your family.
And Merry Christmas to you too. It's been my pleasure, Steve.
Likewise, we'll talk soon. We'll be right back.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.